Our next contestant is Nick Langan. Nick is pursuing a master's degree in software engineering in the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences. I bet you didn't know you could get an engineering degree outside of the College of Engineering. Presenting RadioLand, building a mobile app that predicts FM radio signal strengths, here is Nick Langan.
I've always been fascinated by radio. As a little boy fiddling around with my dad's shortwave radios, to today, right here with my involvement at WXVU. And radio still matters. As of last year, 46% of Americans listen to the radio on a daily basis. That's the most of any audio form. Much of our listening happens in the car. So just imagine for a moment, you're driving somewhere. You're tuning around for a station to listen to. It's always bothered me that there isn't an app you can pull up on your phone that tells you what FM stations you're in range of. So I set out to research how to build such an app. This was a two-part problem. First, I just wanted to see if it was even possible to make predictions of the stations you could hear in a given spot. As it turned out, back in the 60s, there was a study done that looked at such factors like if there were any hills or mountains in the path of the signal. Now, it had never been used in a consumer application before, but thanks to a connection we made with an engineer at the FCC, the Federal Communications Commission, we were able to use the study, blend it with terrain data to make predictions. So the second part was actually designing the app. I put together a database of 26,634 FM stations in all of North America and the Caribbean, and I'm so proud to say that within just 5 months, the result is RadioLand, which takes your location, gives you this list of stations. With just a touch of a button, you can switch to this map view, which gives you an idea of where the stations are relative to your location. We have these beautiful overlays that show you the coverage area of the station you're trying to hear. So you might ask yourself, well, how accurate are RadioLand's predictions? I'm really excited to say, in areas where there are terrain differences, like locally the Pocono Mountains or the Rockies west of Denver, RadioLand seems to be shining. And as we stand here today, in the Apple App Store, the Android Google Play Store, RadioLand is available for download. It has a 5-star rating on both, so download it with the utmost confidence. And on your next trip, turn on the good old-fashioned radio, pull up RadioLand, and you'll know what's on your FM dial. Thank you very much.
Nick, that was fantastic. Thank you so much. And I can't wait to download RadioLand. I spent a lot of time in the car, and now I know how I can find good
right
stations.
now.
All right.
Right now.
You know what? We don't need any more presentation. I'm going to go. So, Nick, I understand you're writing a book on something other than this radio app. Can you tell us a bit about your book project?
So, I get to volunteer. I'm so lucky here at Villanova. I get to be involved with so many of my interests. And so I volunteer at WXVU, the radio station. I probably drive the staff berserk with my love of smooth jazz, the music format. It's all my mom's fault. She's here in the audience, so that's, she totally, set me forth on that path. But yeah, I spent most of the last summer actually, because it's kind of depressing. It sort of disappeared from the radio dial, and so I wanted to preserve the memory, so I interviewed a bunch of people involved, and hopefully in the next year or two, it's another labor of love, but I'm looking forward to publishing it. So.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
No problem.
So with some observations, I'm going to turn to Dr. Zielinski. What did you think of the presentation?
Nick, thanks so much for a really fun presentation. It actually brought back memories of me as a child with my transistor radio, find stations, which was impossible. So if this app existed back in the 1960s, this would have been a great thing. Yeah, it was great. It was fun. It was informative. It was beautifully presented with that PowerPoint. Thanks so much for doing this.
No problem. My pleasure.